as the next project here at Patriot Armory, we decided we were going to take this custom Deadpool and actually make it Deadpool. We're going to take it apart, we're going to sandblast the Cerakote off of it, we're going to put Deadpool on it, actually. We're going to recoat it, but we're going to put a Deadpool actual theme on this thing. Yeah, it's really cool that it's Deadpool colors, but shouldn't there be some Deadpool logo or something on it as well? So this is Darren's idea, not mine. He's kind of the genius in charge of all this. I am just doing the disassembly now so we can get it ready for sandblasting and recoating and all the finishing stuff. And this video is as much to show you guys what goes into it as it is for me to know how to put it back together when it's all done. So right now I'm doing the disassembly, and then we will get this thing all set up to actually look like a Deadpool knife. By the way, just FYI, doing stuff like this, wow, this is a remarkably easy to disassemble as OTFs go. This guarantees 150% of the time that you have voided your entire warranty by doing this. Just FYI. I'm not sure what these little guys are in here. I'm not sure if we're taking them out or what we're doing. I'll leave it to Darren to decide what we do with those. I don't even think I have something on. I mean, I'm going to have to go further in the shop to find tools to take them out. I don't know what they do. Oh, got them. Don't want to lose those little springs. I just lost one of those little springs. I'm going to have to go find it. But that disassembly was easy. Fun part, I get to sandblast this. I like sandblasting. It's a new skill. It's fun. So we're working at 125 grit garnet at 80 psi. I know it's going to be kind of hard to see through this window. Here's the piece. And we're going to make this red go away. Pretty cool. This is the only real good way to get rid of Cerakote. This is also how you make all your bead blasted blades and stuff like that. So first thing we're doing here is the white for Deadpool's eyes. And doing a multicolor Cerakote is a bit of a process. Now what do we have to do now?
Now we're going to put it in the oven and flash it so that we can handle it, and we'll lay the stencils on for the eyes. Then we'll blast off the excess white. We'll go to the next color, put the next color down, the stencils, and keep repeating until we get to the desired effect. And then we'll get to the final point where we'll do both sides of the knife in the Smith & Wesson red.
Cool. This was what I was looking at the other day, and it was just blasted plain, and in just a day it is like desert tan and then hydrographic coated. This is awesome. So yellow goes on pretty quick, and the yellow is going to become our every Deadpool, whatever it is, needs a chimichanga on it, so we're going to chimichanga this one. And for some reason, the chimichanga color has to be yellow. It just has to be. Because until you have chimichanga, it's not really Deadpool.
I've heard that a few times now.
And that's perfectly sized.
There's a little bit of machinist in me.
Little experience, I guess.
Something like that.
Yeah. I think the way that the clip comes up away from the knife too, anyway,
It'll still be visible, yeah.
You'll see all the yellow letters.
Hey, if anybody says anything, you tell them to do better.
Ethan's determined to not let us get anything done today.
And there it is, chimichanga.
Now, can we just blast this like regular?
Yep.
Do you have to take any special care?
Nope. I mean, we don't do 100 psi with it. We'll take it down to about 30 because the Cerakote's not cured, it's only flashed. So it'll come off much easier than cured Cerakote will.
All right, it's been a long couple days in the shop. I kind of cut down all of the in-progress shots. It got a little repetitive, honestly. I don't know how interested you guys are, but it's finished, and I think it looks great. And as you can see, Darren coated completely to get like a 360-degree hard Cerakote shell around the entire thing to help prevent wear and tear all over. So you heard him mention Smith & Wesson red in the video. Ended up going with crimson instead of Smith & Wesson. Smith & Wesson was just way too bright. So overall crimson with the designing we did, and I can't wait. So here is the Deadpool face, and just slightly askew, you know, as Deadpool would be, head cocked to the side looking at you a little funny, and that looks great, right? Subtle on one side, right? Just a little bit of Deadpool. Wait till you see this side. Just wait. So the subtle little bit on one side and the giant yellow chimichanga on the other. I love it. I love it to death. And if you look, he really took care to make some of the letters a little bit worn, some of them great. This font, I forgot what the font is called, but it's perfect. It is just perfect for this. And the contrast of the colors is awesome. It's absolutely awesome. This came out great. So now the challenge is, can I put this thing back together, I guess, is really what it comes down to. I watched the Disassembly video a couple times just to sort of wrap my head around how it all goes, and I think I've got it. Pretty sure I've got it. These little tiny springs that you can barely see, they're the biggest pain in the ass, and I've almost lost them like twice. So we're going to get them installed and not have to worry about them anymore. I think I mentioned this once in the beginning of the video. I'll say it again. Highly, highly, highly never recommend taking a knife apart like this, because I cannot think of any company that this would not completely void your warranty with if you had one, and make you ineligible for any kind of customer service. So these parts are important. These are what help you lock the blade either in or out once that spring has activated to either retract or extend the blade. I spent a little bit of time messing with it to figure out exactly how it works. This is the track that the spring and these little clips go through. So one end hooks to the blade, one end hooks to the bottom of this little track. So there's just a couple areas where this is going to move once it's installed. And I'm going to put just a little bit of Liberty oil in there just to give it a little bit of lubrication. The Cerakote itself can give a little protection for moving parts, but you know, I just want to be sure. And that ought to do it. I'm not putting any more extra oil on right now. I'm just making sure that there's a thin coating on the surface where all the moving parts are gonna kind of grind together. And the Cerakote is actually such a good coating, it's like the oil is beating off of it. It doesn't even want to pool on it. There we go. There are two clips attached to this spring. One is smaller than the other. That's the one that's going to attach to the blade. And you'll notice there's this little part of the blade right there that it attaches to. The other end hooks to the track there. This is the hardest part, is just stringing the spring and getting it to stick just the way you want it to. Once it's on there, I'm actually going to put a little bit of oil where the blade meets the metal as well. And I'm going to want that blade to lock forward. There we go. While I install the switch. So everything's kind of caught in the right place. And moment of truth. Action is still perfect. Blade is awesome. You've got your chimichanga. You've got your Deadpool. I mean, it works great. It works awesome. I'm not going to put any oil right there where the switch meets the Cerakote. I'm just going to let that wear naturally. Just because I don't want to get it all oily where your thumb meets and everything. So now as for the clip, so the placement of the chimichanga versus the Deadpool head, that was my call, and I might have messed that up because I'm a righty, so you know, for this sitting in my pocket or whatever, the clip would actually cover up the chimichanga a little bit. I still like it there, but you know, that's like, I mean, that's the big bazinga, that's the big bling on this knife. You know, the Deadpool face is subtle. And we could have easily put it on the other side, because as you're holding the knife, you'd still see it right where it is. And then your chimichanga on the other side, you know, completely unobstructed. But really, if you think about it, we can just put the clip on the other side, because this clip is reversible. And it's still good to hang on a belt or whatever else, or if it's going to be in the sheath, I guess it really doesn't matter. But there you go. That just looks incredible. Cerakote's amazing stuff. I mean, it's not just a paint. It is a fully protective coating, but if you know what you're doing with it, you can do all sorts of cool stuff. And I mean, this is just a very basic decorative kind of finish on this knife. Just imagine if we really took the time to go nuts with it, you know? It speaks a lot that this knife is so easy to take apart, you know, disassemble, work on, put back together, and get in operational condition too, because it's pretty cool. Granted that this particular OTF is not a top-of-the-line like a Benchmade or a Pro-Tec or a Micro-Tec, but still, it's a tough little bastard. I like it. I liked it before we did this, and I like it after, but man, now I really love it. Really, really love it. Awesome collection piece. So, alright guys, I hope you enjoyed watching the process. I learned a lot. I really hope that you guys did like watching this take shape, and that you're happy with the final design. Let me know what you think. Thanks guys. As always, as I always say, and I always like to remind you, I really do appreciate everybody that watches these videos. Whether you comment, whether you take part in the discussion, or you just like watching them. I do appreciate you. You are all absolutely awesome, and I'll be back in real soon.